Alright, item number 4. Contract for Waitangi and 5 Mile Bay wastewater connection to Taupo. Mr. Dennis Lewis.
Your Worship, there's a tender recommendation here for the award of the tender to Spartan Construction. I'll take any questions.
Any questions of Mr. Lewis?
Mr. Chairman, I'm having problems with the long-term plan and this funding. Now, I know on page 4/3 you talk about the 14-15 annual plan having a budget of 1.5 million. That's shown on page 50 of the, 51 of the long-term plan. Can someone explain why, when we look at the long-term plan document for 15-16, it doesn't show any figure for that particular exercise? So what happens with that 1.5 million? Where is it shown in our books that it's gone from one year to another? The question really is, why does the long-term plan not state $1 million or 800,000 for this project in the 15-16 schedule of capital expenditure?
The project was identified in the 2012 long-term plan. It wasn't completed within the 3 years of that plan and is carried forward from 14-15 as Bowway.
Okay, it's Bowway, but how does that necessarily show in our books? Because it doesn't appear in the 15-6 column to have that figure.
Through the Chair, when the long-term plan was created, which was probably October 2014, we did not know whether capital works would be 100% completed by the 30th of June. They sat within the 14-15 financial year, and the work or the capital projects shown in the long-term plan commencing year 15-16 were new capital works projects. So it has been budgeted for in the 14-15 year. It was not completed in the 14-15 year, as were 1 or 2 other projects that were resource content controlled, and as such it sits, as far as the long-term plan is concerned, in the 14-15. If we could predict when we did the long-term plan where we would be at the end of June, we would be geniuses.
Still a little bit in the dark. Sorry,
Councillor Krasuski.
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. I wonder if you could indulge me in a number of questions that I have on this. First of all, Mr. Lewis, how deep is the proposed pipe going to be?
It'll be in the order of 700 to 900 millimetres.
Yep. And the closest that the pipe is ever going to be to the lake edge is going to be what?
Not sure of the distance from the lake edge, but it's going to be on the road side of the current footpath. On the edge there is a road reserve. That footpath is constructed on the road reserve, so it'll be on the inland side of that road reserve.
So the closest at some of those points will be roughly about 6 metres?
Somewhere in the order of 6 to 10 metres.
Right. The expected volume that you're going to push through from the pipeline on a daily basis is what?
Sorry, I don't have that off the top of my head.
The reason why I'm asking is that, as I understand it, that flow or that volume is going to be going to the holding tank in Wharawaka East station.
It'll be going into the system via that holding tank. It won't be held in that holding tank.
Has that tank that's been built and specifically been designed for the Wharawaka East subdivision, has that the capacity to take on the extra volume that you're expecting to come through there?
The holding tank in Wharawaka is not designed for that capacity, you're correct, but the holding tank, it's not a holding tank, it's a wet well for the pump. So the expectation, or the design, allows for the provision of pumping from that tank. The pump station that's part of this contract will also have a wet well, so there will be capacity to hold it there as well.
The reason why I'm asking all these questions, Your Worship, is that we currently have issues in Watahanui And I don't want to see that the problem is merely transferred from Watahanui to Wharawaka East or somewhere along the line if there's a breakage or breakdown or whatever.
This system provides that the reticulation will go to the Waitanui plant first and then into the pipeline through to Wharawaka. The Waitanui system and the 5 Mile Bay system are step stations, so they're a septic tank that's pumped into a pressure line and thereby pressurised through to Taupo.
I wonder if later on I may be able to see some of the technical
some more
details.
technical questions, perhaps it'd be good to
Later on,
ask
yes.
those
Yeah,
later on.
yeah. Thank you.
Quite happy.
Appreciate
Thank you.
considering that, Councillor Krasowski. Any other questions of Mr. Lewis? Okay, sorry, Councillor Park.
Through the chair. I know that there are time limits on when this project needs to be completed, but is there any advantage to it being delayed depending on the outcome of the other water situation at Watahanui?
There's no real connection. We did look at the opportunities for putting it in the same trench, and it was determined that this route, which follows the 5 Mile Bay footpath, was the most cost-effective route.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions of Mr. Lewis? All right.
Just a
Councillor
point
Johns.
through the chair, thank you for Mr. Lewis. What have we spent on this project to date with the design?
Sorry, I don't have that information. I can provide it for you, but it's essentially been design of the pipeline route.
Okay. And the primary factor for choosing this reticulating the supply back has been based on cost?
The reticulation, yes, ultimately it's a cost. It was a benefit cost. We're currently experiencing difficulties with the treatment plant in Waitanui, and we've been reporting for a number of months that we haven't been meeting some of the consent requirements. We looked at options of either upgrading the treatment plant or piping it back to town, and the piping back to town was the most cost effective.
Just to take my fellow councillors' comments, are there any risks we need to be aware of this option from an environmental perspective?
There are no more risks environmentally than any piped system. As part of this project, we've looked at forecast wave heights, storm periods, also looking at rising lake levels, that type of thing. Those considerations have been taken into account.
Okay, thank you. And just one last comment in defence of Councillor Boddy's comments about funds and where they all go from. I too had trouble finding it in the LTP. I mean, I did find it in the annual plan, but it also said it was deferred capital expenditure, but it had indicated we'd have it completed by November. So when you try and go back in the history to follow this, it has been quite confusing. So just wanted to make that point. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Johns. Any questions? Okay. Recommended resolution there that you get on with this job. Do I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Harvey. Is that right? Councillor Harvey, seconded by Councillor Stewart. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Carried. Sorry, Bernard, you'd like your
I'm
dissent?
against until I have all the information. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor.